When I first shared with my family that I had reverted to Islam, my heart was a mixture of anticipation, hope, and nervousness. I knew that this moment would change not just my life but the dynamics in my family, the way we interacted, and the way we understood one another. I remember rehearsing my words in my mind, trying to predict their reactions, trying to prepare myself for every possible scenario. Noor, sharing a decision so personal and profound with those closest to you is both vulnerable and courageous. The moment finally came. I spoke from my heart, expressing my journey, my reflections, and my sincere intention. I explained why this path mattered to me, why it resonated with my soul, and how it gave me clarity, peace, and purpose. At first, there was silence. The room seemed to hold its breath. I could see their eyes searching mine, trying to process the words, trying to understand the depth of my choice. Noor, family reactions can be unpredictable. Some may respond with curiosity, others with skepticism, and some with concern. And yet, each reaction carries an opportunity for dialogue, understanding, and growth. My parents, at first, were cautious. They asked questions, some gentle, some probing. They wanted to ensure that my choice was informed, sincere, and thoughtful. They worried, naturally, about what this meant for our family, for traditions, and for the expectations they had for me. Nor, I understood their concerns. Reverting to Islam is a deeply personal decision, but it also intersects with family dynamics, cultural expectations, and relationships. It requires patience, empathy, and courage to navigate these conversations. My siblings had mixed reactions. Some were curious, wanting to know more, to understand what drew me to this path. Others were hesitant, unsure of how to reconcile my choice with the life they had always known. I realized that patience and open communication were key. Nor, sharing your journey is not about convincing anyone. It is about expressing your truth, demonstrating sincerity, and allowing space for dialogue. Over time, I noticed subtle shifts. Curiosity turned into questions, and questions turned into understanding. My family began to see that this choice was not a rejection of them, but an embrace of a path that gave me strength, clarity, and peace. I also learned the importance of modeling integrity and consistency. Actions often speak louder than words. By living my faith authentically, with kindness, humility, and respect, I gradually earned trust, eased concerns, and demonstrated the depth of my commitment. Nor, reactions may not always be immediate or as expected. Patience is essential. Understanding may take time, and even when challenges arise, remaining calm, sincere, and respectful allows relationships to grow stronger rather than fracture. I encountered moments of misunderstanding. Some relatives struggled to separate cultural expectations from faith. Some feared change, while others worried about how society might perceive our family. Nor, these challenges taught me resilience, empathy, and the power of dialogue. I had to learn to communicate with clarity, to explain without judgment, and to listen without defensiveness. I discovered that family reactions are also a mirror of love. Behind worry, skepticism, or surprise, there is often concern, care, and a desire for your well-being. Recognizing this allowed me to respond with compassion, to meet questions with patience, and to bridge gaps with understanding. Nor, I also realized that sharing my journey strengthened my own conviction. Articulating my choice, reflecting on my intentions, and engaging in honest conversations helped me internalize my faith, reinforce my values, and grow spiritually. Over time, the initial tension transformed into curiosity, support, and, in some cases, admiration. My family began to witness the positive changes in my life, the peace I carried, the focus I had, the mindfulness I practiced, and the purpose guiding my choices. These observations softened skepticism, built trust, and nurtured mutual respect. Nor, family reactions may differ across households. Some may embrace your choice immediately, while others may take months or years to understand. The key is sincerity, consistency, and a heart open to dialogue. Throughout this journey, I learned to balance patience with perseverance, compassion with conviction, and honesty with humility. I recognize that my journey is my own, but it exists within a network of relationships that require care, respect, and understanding. Nor, this experience also taught me to celebrate small victories. A gentle nod of approval, a thoughtful question, or a supportive gesture became milestones, reminders that progress is possible, even in subtle ways. I discovered the power of grace. Responding to concern with calm, to skepticism with clarity, and to misunderstanding with empathy creates a space for trust and acceptance to grow. I also realized that family reactions are a reflection of their own journeys, experiences, and perspectives. Understanding this allowed me to approach conversations with patience, avoiding unnecessary conflict, and fostering meaningful dialogue. Noor, sharing my experience of my family's reactions highlights the importance of resilience, empathy, and communication. It shows that while the path of faith is deeply personal, navigating relationships with care and integrity strengthens bonds rather than breaks them. Over time, my family began to accept my choice, not as a divergence from them, but as an expression of my authentic self. They saw that my faith enhanced my character, guided my actions, and brought a sense of purpose and peace that positively influenced our family dynamic. Noor, the journey of sharing your truth is ongoing. It is a continuous process of dialogue, reflection, and understanding. Every conversation, every interaction, and every moment of patience reinforces connection and mutual respect. Looking back, I am grateful for the challenges, the questions, and even the initial tension. They shaped my approach, strengthened my resolve, and deepened my understanding of both my faith and my relationships. Noor, my family's reactions, while sometimes difficult, ultimately became a source of growth, reflection, and strength. They taught me patience, empathy, communication, and the importance of authenticity. They reminded me that faith is personal, but relationships require care, and love is often expressed through concern, even when it is misunderstood. I hope my story encourages others to approach their own journey with courage, sincerity, and compassion. Family reactions, no matter how varied, can become an opportunity for understanding, connection, and mutual growth. And as we navigate these moments with patience and integrity, we discover the profound power of love, faith, and resilience. Noor, remember that your journey is valid, your choices matter, and the light within you can guide even the most challenging conversations toward understanding, acceptance, and harmony.